Which quick service restaurant at Disney Springs has the best pizza?
Let's see who reigns supreme.
Today we're going to be visiting 4 quick service restaurants here at Disney Springs to battle it out and see who really does reign supreme and has the best quick service pizza. We have some ground rules. We want to keep it as plain as possible. Each pizza has the possibility of getting a maximum score of 30. There's 3 different criterias: value, taste, and best cheese pull. Each category can earn up to 10 points. To keep it fair, each of us are going to have the opportunity to vote up to 5 of those points.
In each category.
First up on the list, Pizza Ponte.
Let's go. So we are over here at Maria and Enzo's, and that is to the right of Pizza Ponte, which is basically like a quick service walk-up kind of window. Typical quick service. Order on the other side over here. So the pizza's over there, and then you come down here to pay.
Today we're going to be ordering the Big Roman for $7.75, which is tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese. That's their plain slice of pizza.
So this right here, if you are from up north, New York, New Jersey, this looks like your classic just pizzeria, cheese pizza. Looks phenomenal. Let's see if we can compare it to the size of Meg's head before it blows away in the wind. It's a pretty big size. I'd say it's definitely above average.
Eddie's the real MVP. He's going to hold the mic while I do this. So this is the Pizza Ponte pizza. It is humongous. Fold it in half. Crust looks nice, not overdone, not too undercooked. We're a little soft, a little floppy, but let's see how this cheese pull is.
Okay, we've had an incident.
Uh-oh. Guys, I got a souvenir.
Our first grease stain of the day.
Try it now while the cheese pull is still there.
Okay.
I took one for the team when it comes to the cheese pull, and I got grease on my shirt, so you're so welcome.
I got to do the hunch. You know, you gotta hunch over. All right, let's see. Okay, so it's a little on the thin side, a little bit floppy. The crust is nice and doughy. It doesn't look like it's going to be too chewy, but we'll get to that in a minute. Right now, I want to try the cheese. Come on, like, let's be honest. Have you ever had like a bad piece of pizza? I mean, I guess you could. I mean, the cheese, nice saltiness to it. The sauce has a nice amount of acidity. The dough, like I said, is a little bit on the thin side, but that's okay. It is a little greasy. I personally don't mind that. Some people do, but you're going to get that when you have cheese and tomato sauce. I think this is a great start to the day, honestly. I think it can only get better from here. I am going to try this crust. Hold on. It does have a nice crust on the outside, and the inside is nice and doughy and soft. It just has the right amount of chew to it. Like I said, this is a great start. I mean, this is a good pizza. Really good pizza.
For value, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. For $7.75, that slice of pizza is humongous. It quite literally is bigger than the size of my head. For taste, I'm from New Jersey. I'm giving it a 5. It's fantastic and probably the closest thing I've gotten in Florida to pizza from back home. I'm really impressed. As for cheese pull, it was a pretty decent cheese pull, but to be fair, it was a little skewed because I got my oily souvenir. So for that, I'm giving the cheese pull a 3 out of 5. Let's see what Eddie thinks.
Okay, so I have to echo Megan's sentiments on this. As far as value goes, $7.75 is a great value for this. This is a huge slice of pizza. This is probably comparable to like what you would get down at like the Jersey Shore.
If you're from the beach area, you know it's not down the shore. It's just the beach. Sincerely, somebody from Ocean County. He's a Benny from up north. If you know, you know.
Anyway, it's comparable in size to some of the pizzas down at the Jersey Shore. So value-wise, yes, 5 out of 5. Taste-wise, again, this is the closest thing I have had as well. for regarding pizza from up north. Like this is probably the closest thing taste wise. The crust was good. The cheese is great. The sauce has good flavor. Cheese pull category, I'm giving it a 2. I didn't really get much of a cheese pull, honestly, if any. It actually should probably be a little bit lower, but I'm gonna give it a 2. So that's where my standing is.
Giving Pizza Ponte a grand total of
25 out of 30.
We're starting off really, really
we
good.
set the bar, I think, a little too high. I don't know where we're going to go from here.
Look, all I'm saying is we have 3 more spots to go to, and I should be saving my appetite, but this is getting finished. It's that good.
I might go back for another slice, honestly.
No, you have to wait till later. For a pizza to be this good without any garlic powder, any crushed red pepper flakes, any oregano, Parmesan cheese, no toppings, just the cheese. Next up, we are headed over to Blaze Pizza, which is technically a chain. They're in several locations, but I think this one might be the best rated on Google.
Let's see what they bring to the table.
What?
Let's see what they bring to the table.
Let's see what they bring to the table.
So we're walking over now to Blaze Pizza. And Blaze Pizza has a bunch of specialty pizzas on the menu. So what we're going to be doing is a build your own pizza. And we're just going to do the basics, cheese, sauce, no toppings. And I believe that is $7.95 on the menu. We will confirm in a minute. Blaze Pizza, fast fired.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a discrepancy here. On the My Disney Experience app, this build your own simple pie is $7.95. This is saying $9.25. So what's up with that?
So Blaze Pizza is across from Deluxe Burger all the way over back there. They actually have a really, really nice seating area outside. It's open air. It's really, really pretty on a, look, it's so open it makes it, I don't know what that was, but anyway, it's really, really nice out here, right next to the water, right next to the little bridge over here that connects to the rest of Disney Springs. You got steak, whatever, however you pronounce that over there. Pizza Ponte, unfortunately, did not have a lot of seating, either inside or outside. I think I saw 2 tables outside. All right, this Blaze Pizza has a lot to live up to after that Pizza Ponte. So, on first observation, the crust looks good. It's nice and has a nice char underneath. It's not burnt. It's, nice and crispy, well done. These are smaller slices, clearly, but it is holding up. All right, no flop. There's a good amount of cheese on there. Nothing crazy. All right, good crunch on that crust.
I will say I like the bubbles on the cheese, and I do like the fact that I folded it over and there's no oil dripping out. There is some oil, though. There is some oil, but that's a reasonable amount of oil. It's crust. Oh, this crust. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's see. Cheese pull 0. There's just not a whole lot going on, I'm not getting any garlic, any salt, pepper, no seasoning. It's definitely above mid. I'd say it's not bad. It's actually very good. I would get it again, but I would rather go to Pizza Ponte. But if you are here with multiple people, this is definitely the more shareable option because they cut it into several slices, especially if you have kids. These are very cute, petite little baby slices. They're perfect for kids.
All right. This is the way you eat pizza, by the way. You fold it. I don't know what some of you other people are doing, folding it in half, eating it from the other side, eating it from the back, eating it with a fork and knife. I don't know what you guys are doing, but this is the way you eat pizza. All right, yeah, that's immediately also a 0 on the cheese pull for me. Flavor-wise, it's not bad. I absolutely got more flavor from the Pizza Ponte pizza. This just doesn't, it's a little more bland. Like I'm not even getting like a lot of saltiness from the cheese. I'm not really tasting the sauce at all. The crust is good. I enjoy a nice thin crust. And this one definitely has a nice snap, like a crispness to it, nice snap. Let me get an actual bite of the crust. The crust is a little on the chewy side. Okay, it's not bad pizza, but after what we had at Pizza Ponte, this just doesn't measure up. The Pizza Ponte slice was $7.75. It was a huge slice. Here you're getting an entire, like, I would say this is like a 12-inch personal pie for like $9.25, which honestly I think is a pretty good deal. Less than $10. If I only had to choose between this and Pizza Ponte, I would spend the $7.75 and get that giant, delicious slice from Pizza Ponte.
So let's talk ratings. For value, I'm giving this a 5. I think it's great. Like $10 for a full pie that can definitely feed one person and is very easy and nice to share, for sure. For taste, I'm giving it a 3. Middle of the road. It's just average. It's not bad pizza, but it's also not Pizza Ponte. For pull, sorry, cheese pull is 0. There was not any pull whatsoever.
For value, this to me gets a 5 out of 5. This is a, full personal pizza for $9.25 and change. This could easily feed 2 people, So for value, absolutely 5 out of 5. Taste, I'm gonna stick with a 3, just because when I took the initial bite of the slice from Pizza Ponte, I immediately was hit with the saltiness of the cheese and the taste of the sauce and the dough. With this, I didn't really get a lot of flavor on that initial bite. So for that reason, I'm giving it a 3. And as far as the cheese pull goes, it was non-existent, so that's getting a 0. I don't know. They just either didn't put enough cheese on this, or it's just not the kind of cheese that pulls when you bite into it. But that's getting a 0. So the grand total between me and Meg's scores added up is 16 out of 30 for Blaze Pizza. So we are making our way over to our next pizza quick service stop, and this one may surprise people. So we're here at our next stop on the quick service pizza challenge at the place known for their amazing pizza. Earl of Sandwich?
This one surprised me, but look, it says pizza. It's a quick service restaurant. It meets the qualifications. So let's find out.
Earl of Sandwich is located over by whatever the hell that is over there. Oh, not even looking at it. Over by the toy store over there. So Earl of Sandwich has a good amount of outside seating. It's all shaded, and it even wraps around the corner over here. Plenty of seating around the corner. It even continues all the way down that way. There's also seating inside the restaurant. It says 1 cheese pizza on it. This little bag.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We need to do.
I am so curious. All right, I'm going to be unboxing my pizza. So it's rectangular in shape, like any good pizza would be, right? I mean, no? Okay. So let's unwrap my pizza. We have the world's greatest hot pizza. That's what it says on the wrapper. Oh no, I could already feel the paper sticking. Okay, this is a sandwich. This is a pizza sandwich. Okay. All right, not bad. All right, so that cheese pull was pretty good. So this is some really nice crusty sandwich bread, and it's just sauce and cheese in the middle. It seems. Let me open it up, see what it looks like. Yep. It's literally just cheese and sauce inside sandwich bread. Although the bread does look really nice and pillowy and has a nice crust on the outside. Let's bite into this and see what we got. Crusty on the outside, nice and soft on the inside. There's a bunch of cheese, a bunch of sauce. Let's give it a bite. Okay. The bread is the best part of this. Like I said, I haven't had the sandwiches from here. I'm going to have to now because the bread is amazing. It's pillowy. It has a nice crust on the outside. It's not chewy. The pizza components, which are the cheese and the sauce, it's the most generic pizza sauce and most generic mozzarella cheese that you can find. Similar to the Blaze pizza, I'm not really getting a ton of flavor here. Like, there's no salt from the cheese at all. There's no real flavor coming from the tomato sauce. It's like they took like just some pureed tomatoes out of a can and threw it on the bread.
Okay, so right off the bat, this sauce just smells like tomato paste, like a can of tomato paste, like it's sweet. The bread here, Earl of Sandwich, is a proprietary bread. It's a combination of sourdough and French bread, which honestly is spot on. The outside has a nice crust on it. It's toasted really well. And the inside is very soft, a little toasty, but it's soft. The sauce has absolutely zero seasoning. It's just tomato paste. It's very sweet. The cheese, if you have the palate of a 5-year-old, this is gourmet to you. But it's definitely giving like elementary school pizza. I don't think that's like a bad thing, but for the sake of the best pizza at Disney Springs,
Definitely my least favorite of the 3 we've tried so far. All right, so as far as where this one ranks for value, I'm going to be giving this a 2, strictly because it's like half the size of the slice from Pizza Ponte, and the slice from Pizza Ponte is bigger than this entire sandwich. It's also smaller than the pizza you get at Blaze, which is like $1 and change more, and you get like a whole pie. I'm also giving it a 2 for taste, and that is strictly because of the bread. If the bread wasn't as good as it was, I would probably give it a 1. The bread saved what little there was to this sandwich. Like I said, the cheese was bland, the tomato sauce was bland. It just didn't have any flavor. And we're not adding any seasoning to these pizzas. We're having them as is. And out of the 3 we've tried, this was the most bland one. And then for cheese pull, it actually had a decent cheese pull. So I gave that a 3. So that was its most redeeming quality was the cheese pull and the bread.
for value, I'm going with a 2. Again, for just a little bit more, you can get a whole pie. For taste, I'm sorry. I was between for a little bit, but I'm going with a 1. Simply because I wouldn't get it again. I just wouldn't get it again. I gave Blaze a 3 for taste, and I would get that again. I feel like 2 would actually be a little bit too generous if we're talking about taste. The bread is wonderful, but everything else is just so bland, I would not get it again. And for cheese pull, I'm giving a 3. I mean, the pull was better with the hands than the mouth. That brings the total for Earl of Sandwich to 13 out of 30. All right, we have one more spot to try, and if you thought Earl of Sandwich was a shock or a surprise, I think the next one's probably gonna surprise you even more. So with that said, you ready to go eat? For our final stop, we are here at Eat, E-E-T, and we were a little undecided as to what to order because on the My Disney Experience app, the chicken tikka flatbread is called the chicken tikka flatbread pizza, but on the menu here it's not. And it doesn't really align with everything else that we've tried, but they do have a kids pizza that has marinara sauce and mozzarella cheese. And I asked the woman at the register, what the main difference was. She said it's the same naan bread. So the kids' cheese pizza on naan is the same size naan as the chicken tikka naan. So we got the pizza, a side of grapes, because I need something fresh.
Side of grapes because healthy.
Because healthy, balance, and a fountain drink, which you can go and just refill. Is this authentic pizza? No, not at all. But the value is fantastic. The fact that it comes with a side and a drink that you can refill is very good. Now, the pizza itself, I like naan bread. I think it's great. So if you're not familiar with naan bread, it's very popular in Indian cuisine and it's cooked in a tandoor oven. It's like a flatbread. It's delicious. And it's very like pillowy in texture. And you can see the marks from the oven from where it cooks. And the edges are just crispy enough. So the pizza itself, look, same thing as where we just were over at Earl of Sandwich. This, I'm pretty sure this is just tomato paste that came out of a can. It's sweet. There's zero seasoning. And this is probably the most comparable to like a cheap frozen pizza in flavor. But we're finishing it. And we were not going to finish the one from Earl of Sandwich. You made a face. You're not going to help me finish this?
We didn't finish.
We didn't finish the one from Earl of Sandwich. No, as soon as we stopped filming, we were like, yeah, no, we chucked that bad boy. But this is huge. I mean, look, this is quite literally on a silver platter. Okay, this is humongous. It's honestly some of the best mid pizza I've had.
So I agree with it being sort of on par taste-wise with some of the better frozen pizzas. Since naan bread is, an unleavened dough, there is no crust really. The whole thing is kind of like a crust. So you're not getting that nice pillowy crust at the edge of the pizza. With that said, this one, same thing. The bread is the redeeming quality here. The tomato sauce on this one is actually on the sweeter side, but it's not a bad thing. The cheese, again, similar to Earl of Sandwich, is pretty bland. I'm not getting any real saltiness from it. This is better than the Earl of Sandwich one, I will say that. As far as rankings go, I think I know where this one's going to end up. Value-wise, there's no doubt about it. This is the best value for the size pizza you get, and the fact that you get a refillable drink and
Grapes, fries, or rice.
snappy grapes.
Hey,
Can't beat it for $10.
got any grapes?
This could definitely be one of those pizzas where like you buy like the pre-made dough and just sort of flatten it out yourself and then make it at home, put your own toppings on it. I could see that.
I don't know if this happened by anybody else, but in 2020, when the world shut down, a bunch of restaurants started going under like pseudonyms on Uber Eats. And we ended up ordering out one night from Pasquale's Pizza, and you had to go and pick it up. And when I tell you the look on my face when I found out that Pasquale's Pizza on Uber Eats was Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Do you remember that? When we were just like, wait, what? Time for scoring. So, for value, if I could give this the full 10, yes. This is such a good value. For $9.95, the whole pizza and a side and a drink for $9.95 is a steal. It's a steal. Phenomenal value. Taste, I'm going 2.5. I don't know if half stars are allowed, but it is now. I'm giving it 2.5 because I couldn't justify having it be the same ranking as Blaze, but I also don't think it's that bad. It's just okay. And for cheese pull, I'm giving it a 0. I'll tell you what though, I think if we got this like right out of the oven, it would have had a good pull because there is a very thick layer of cheese on here. So, but we are given their view. I'm calling it how I see it. I'm calling it how it's served to me.
Kids' Little Non Pizza at Eats in Disney Springs for value is absolutely getting a 5 out of 5. I mean, none of the other pizzas that we had came with any kind of side or drink. This came with both. and a refillable drink at that. So this is absolutely getting 5 for value. For taste, I'm giving this a 2.5. The naan was good, but it was a little floppy. Did have a nice crust on the edge. The sauce itself was sweet, on the sweeter side. Definitely had more flavor than the sauce from Earl of Sandwich. There was nothing to that. There was no flavor at all. I will say the cheese on this one was a little bland. I wasn't even getting like any saltiness from it. So, and as far as cheese pull on this, gonna have to give it a 0 because there was no cheese pull. Like Meg said, we got this and it was kind of like room temperature. It's a cold kind of. So had this been fresh out of the oven, piping hot, we probably would have gotten a much better cheese pull because there was a good layer of cheese on it. So, but like she said, we got to call it how we see it, and this is how we got it. So.
Okay, so final thoughts. I'm going to put the scores for every place up here on the screen. And remember, we rank these sight unseen. We have not been to any of them. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So my quick rapid fire final thoughts for each place. So for Pizza Ponte, probably the best pizza I've had since moving down to Florida from New Jersey 3 years ago. Like, I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised, and can't wait to go back and want to know why we've been sleeping on it for so long. Blaze, it's all right. It was a darn fine pizza. I think it was a good size and plenty of outdoor seating and indoor too, and it was good. Then we have Eat, of course. Again, it smells so good in there.
It smells fantastic, but
we didn't get anything that smells.
Yeah.
It tastes like it smells. You know, if you enjoy like curry and Indian food, you would love Eat. It's a modern fusion take on Indian food. It's great.
we have been there before and had other dishes that
Pizza.
were phenomenal. Maybe we'll do a video on those, later on. But yeah.
Yeah. And then Earl of Sandwich. Again, I think it's one of those things where they probably do sandwiches really well, but not pizza.
Another place that we'll probably go back to, to try the actual sandwiches.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to see a piece of pizza for a while.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss our adventures.
And if you made it this far in the video, leave a comment below and tell us what's your favorite pizza topping.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.